Not to steal from Michael or anyone else's thunder, I am not a lawyer, but I was once bad at sports. This judge's opinion is the functional equivalent of Rudy getting dunked on here.
Well, you just heard it. Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump and the Trump campaign just got figuratively dunked on in a recent Pennsylvania court case ruling by Justice Matthew Brann, who not only ruled against Trump in his effort to basically overturn the results of the Pennsylvania election, Pennsylvania being the state that, when called, officially led a lot of networks to give the election to Joe Biden, but it was dismissed with prejudice and it was denied as moot, basically legal terminology for stop wasting my time, Mr. President and Rudy and all the rest. It's not that he just lost. It's basically that you lose so hard that your case has no merit. And that's crucial for a couple of reasons. One, from an optics perspective, it's one thing to lose when a judge is like, well, you made some reasonable arguments, and those arguments in a different contexts maybe would have led me to make a different decision, but the particulars here are against you, so I'm ruling against you. There's that. But then there's a judge basically saying, you lost this so hard that I'm basically laughing you out of my courtroom. And when it comes to future cases and the general argument you've been making that there's some kind of validity to the cases and to the debate around the fact that this election supposedly wasn't actually won by Joe Biden, and that when all these court cases are done, it's going to be found that all the legal ballots meant that Donald Trump won the election, maybe, as according to people like Sidney Powell, by a lot actually, these court cases don't help. And as noted here by Brann in this statement that I've just thrown up on the screen, basically it's a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo, but what it says is, when you reject something with prejudice, it means they can't refile. They can't retool the case and do a quick refile, which you can do in some instances. Here, what he's saying is a mixture of the fact that the case is stupid, but also that you're running up on the certification deadline in Pennsylvania. It basically means that this case is done and dusted. Like, it's done, right? So not only is it a loss, it's a major loss for Trump and company. And people need to realize that it's not just that they're losing all of these court cases on narrow slivers of technicality. It's not that judges are having good faith disagreements with their arguments, which may be plausible. They are losing because they have nothing. We've talked about this. We've talked about how they can say anything they want to say in the media, on social media, at a press conference where Rudy is literally sweating out his hair dye. Like, in those cases, you can say almost anything. The burden of proof isn't there. But when you get in front of a judge and there's other lawyers there and, there's a stenographer there and it's all official, you can't lie. And because you can't lie, or because if you do lie, you'll get in a lot of trouble professionally and maybe criminally, then, your case falls apart. And that's why the judges all over the country are handing Trump defeat after defeat after defeat after defeat. So guys, again, I don't want to downplay the severity of what Trump and Giuliani and Sidney Powell and Jenna Ellis and all of them are doing, because I really do feel that their intent is clear, that they basically want to throw away the will of the people and take the election effectively by legal force, that they're trying to destroy American democracy. It is, in a sense, a coup attempt. But it's such a ham-fisted, poorly planned one that it's leading to outcomes like this. So, I have a mixture of relief, but also within me a lot of pent-up hilarity being ready to be released. Because frankly, this defeat is vindication for a lot of us that not only were these cases long shots, but they were never actual cases to begin with.